Hey, you better be a grown-ass man. Until this day, you let a fear dictate your reality. You let a feeling control you. An emotion. You are a grown-ass fucking man. And you're letting one emotion control your whole entire reality. Fear. Laziness. As a man, you should be obligated to feel that you need to get past those things in life. You should be obligated to neglect those feelings. It's just a fear. I understand. It's scary. Of course it's going to be scary. You rather let your fear stop you from becoming the best version of yourself, from stopping you from achieving, accomplishing those goals and dreams and ambitions. You're going to let one little feeling and emotion stop you from doing the things that you want to do in your one life. Everybody has too many excuses. Oh, I'm not intelligent enough. Oh, I don't have any people around me helping me. You know what I'm saying? Too many excuses, bro. Take all of those excuses and throw them out the fucking window, because they do not do nothing but negative. A negative thought will have a negative effect. A positive thought will have a positive effect. You can only think one thing at a time. You cannot think of two things at a time. So as long as you always think of the positive and never the negative, you will become positive. You will attract positive. You will be positive. Contrary, if you think negative, you will be negative. You will attract negative. Every action that you take will be consisted with a negative belief. You and you only dictate what happens and what outcomes come your way. You, not your dad, not your mom, not your grandpa, not your grandma, not your sister, not your brother. You. It is nobody else's responsibility to become the best version of themselves, to take the responsibilities that they have to take in life, but you. Not me, not your grandma, you. As soon as you stop playing the victim card, stop waiting for the perfect moment or somebody else to save you, and just start taking action, understand that starting is the perfect moment. You start moving, you start progressing, things start getting clearer. You gotta understand that it will never be 100% clear. You will always be uncertain of what your future is going to look like. It's never going to be 100% pictured out in your mind, never. But every day, the more you work on it, the clearer the thing gets. So of course, with no action behind something, behind a goal, it's gonna look insanely absurd. It's gonna look crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna look completely unobtainable. But as soon as you start putting those little inputs every single day, you start seeing that things start getting clearer. You start getting closer. You know what I'm saying? You start understanding that every little input I put every day, I'm creating and accumulating a big output. Big outputs do not come from big inputs. Big outputs, most of the time, come from innumerable, accumulated, compounded little inputs every single day until they compound it into that one big result. And that's everything in life. That is everything. That is your physique. That is finance. That is a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Anything. If you want a healthy relationship, if you want a strong physique, if you want money, you have to be aligned with that thing. As long as you are putting the little inputs every day that are aligned with that goal, inevitably, you have to achieve it. You have to. You have to achieve it. So that means the only possible way you can fail is if you stop putting in the consistent aligned action. The only way you can lose is if you stop, is if you give up. Winners are built, not born. All right? So stop looking at other people's lives and other people's fortunes and what they got given to them. Yeah, they're fortunate. You know what I'm saying? They might have got a better spin than you. They can work more efficiently towards their goals. But that is no excuse. That is no excuse. You must work with what you got, where you're at right now. There is no excuse. You have to work with what you have. I don't care if you're an African under the bridge. There is always a best move on the board. Just a regular person just like you that woke up one day and realized things that most people don't realize. You know, some people wake up at 17, some people wake up at 30. I don't know what went through my mind. God definitely changed my perspective. My entire life, I was dumb as shit. I was not courageous. I was not discerned. I was not aware. I was not strong. I was not ambitious. I was not courageous. I was not eloquent. I was not logical. I was not decisive. I was not ethical. I hung with the bad crowd. I got zeros. Every single day, I was pushing myself further and further from my purpose and potential. I was a horrible individual. But somehow, some way, God was brought to me. And it resulted in me having discernment, awareness. I woke up one day and I realized that things weren't the way they were supposed to be. Anything is obtainable. Okay? Anything. It doesn't matter where you came from, who you are, who your parents are, what special education you got, what education you got, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't care about your appearance, nothing. Nothing fucking matters but what is in here and what you do out here. You've got one life, one spin. Make the best of it, bro. Don't worry about the objections that most people worry about in life, you know, like the fear of failure, the fear of losing money, the fear of fucking taking responsibility, or the fear of failure itself. You have one life. What does it matter? What does it matter? You gotta understand that not trying is failing. You see, you could either not try and 100% fucking fail, or you can try and give yourself at least a percentage of success. So what? You might as well fucking try, because if you don't try, you're gonna lose either way. But if you try, you could win. Everybody thinks, what if it don't work? What if it don't work? What if it don't work? What if it fucking does? What if it does work? What if it did work? What if it does fucking work? Stop thinking what if it don't and start thinking what if it does. You see, it's a big thing. Another huge thing about everybody's mentality is perspective. Perspective is a huge thing. Huge thing. And the reason why perspective is such a huge fucking thing, I'll give you a story. For example, you know, two children grew up in the same exact household, same exact parents, you know, same exact everything. One kid grew up to be successful. The other kid grew up to be poor. One kid grew up and said, look at the environment I grew up in. How can I be successful? The other kid said, look at the environment I grew up in. How can I not be successful? Something as simple as that can determine your success or failure. Start being more knowledgeable of the mind. You have to start thinking. Start taking notes. Start learning new things. Start taking actions. Run, cold shower, journal. Natural dopamine. Become the best version of yourself, bro. Stop sitting all day scrolling autopilot, fucking destroying your dopamine. That's another huge thing. People don't even understand the power of dopamine. People don't understand that you have a dopamine baseline. And dopamine is the chemical of motivation, meaning if you indulge into a high dopamine releasing activity, your dopamine baseline will be set at a high dopamine bar. Meaning you're only going to be motivated to do things that release as much dopamine as a high dopamine releasing activity, which is always not good, always negative. Porn, scrolling, junk food, video games, Netflix, all that bullshit. Your mind is so stimulated, it releases a lot of dopamine. Let's say you wake up, you scroll on your phone instantly. You're getting a very high dopamine spike first thing of the day, very beginning. You know what I'm saying? So if you try to go study, it's gonna go down. And what's gonna happen is, because you just fucking hit that dopamine spike right before this, when you try studying, which is a low dopamine activity, you're not gonna be able to study because your dopamine isn't stimulated enough. So your brain's gonna want to hit another dopamine activity. Look at the psychology and biology of our brains and bodies, because we are all like machines. We can hijack ourselves. Scientifically, it has been proven, and by innumerable cases, innumerable studies, that if we woke up in the first 10 minutes in our subconsciousness and told ourselves that we are unstoppable, it is possible, I am worthy, it has found to be true that with enough consistent thinking or speaking it out loud, and if it has enough belief behind the word or thought, it will become a belief. That belief, of course, will be conveyed into an action. And that action, of course, will always dictate your reality. If you want to change your life, first change your belief. And the only way to change that belief manually is to wake up, and auto-suggest every single day within the first 10 minutes of us waking up. Because our subconsciousness is the most powerful magnetic state. Something about that in the subconsciousness makes things sticky. I have brainwashed myself for success. I know it might sound crazy, brainwash. I didn't literally fucking brainwash. I mean, I guess I don't know what you would consider it, but I programmed my mind for success. That's what every successful person has done. Because in order to be successful, you have to be successful before you are successful. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with everything. If you want to be fit, you must obtain the fit mindset first. You have to, obtain the, I have to eat healthy, I have to go to the gym, I gotta stay in the sun, I gotta jump in cold water, I gotta eat all those things. That is having a healthy physical mentality. But yeah, I just want to come on here and really just share my thoughts with you guys, give you guys some advice, and let you guys know that you guys are unstoppable. Try to discern you, give you guys a little bit of awareness of the power of the mind. You can do anything you put your mind to. I know you've always heard that growing up, but I promise you, it is as true as they said it. You really fucking can do anything you put your mind to.